Well, hey, Nick Woos. Welcome to I Hate Music.
What's going on, dude? Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Holy crap. It's
Should we
Nicholas.
say, no, should we change it for you? It should be like, oh, my God, it's Jason Walton. You
Something
know,
like that, yeah. I can't believe,
it's
or
not
like
quite original.
I can't believe it's not Jason Walton, but it is me. I don't know. I could get a stand-in sometime, and you could be like, I can't believe it's not Jason Walton.
Yeah, or just like put a cardboard poster of yourself there.
Something like that, yeah. Anyway, it's I Hate Music, episode 108.
Nice.
We are brought to you by Earth and Sound. We are part of the Distorted Past Podcast Network. I've never said this before, really, but it is important. Please like, rate, subscribe, review, and comment on episodes if you can. Unfortunately, that helps with the algorithm, or the algorithm, as I like to call it. And this helps us get to more listeners. Our listenership is always growing, but we always like to get to new ears. So if you could help us out by liking and subscribing and all that, that'd be great. I've talked about this a lot, but Patreon is a nice way to help us out with overhead. Our overheads have increased recently. It just helps us pay for microphones, hosting, all that stuff.
Puts food on your table, dude.
Food on the table.
Let's be honest here.
Records in our pocket.
You can't spend that money on records, dude. That's not cool, man.
Okay. Patreon.com/I Hate Music Podcast. You can sign up for memberships anywhere from like $5 to $25 to $50 a month. Right now, we don't have anything extra for Patreon members. That might change. We'll see. Anyway, it's just a nice way to support us if you feel like it. And always, maybe even more important, we do love getting emails from listeners. hate.pod.music@gmail.com. Also, feel free to send us audio or video messages. It's fun to play them instead of having me read them.
Yes.
We're not reading every single email anymore. We're just cream of the crop shit. So if you happen to not get read, nothing personal. We're just trying to cut down.
Yeah, your emails sucked.
Yeah,
man.
your emails suck. No, I was like looking back on some of these. I'm like, dude, I read like 10 emails in one episode. Like it's ridiculous. So
gets too much. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're only going to read emails from the Romaniac, the Kyles.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but like seriously, if you do have something cool to comment on something that we've talked about, or you have an idea for an episode, or you want to ask Nick about something.
Ask me about my cassettes or Dungeon Synth. I'm ready. I'm open for you.
Cassettes, Dungeon Synth. If you want to correct them on anything, you want to compliment me on anything, write us. hate.pod.music@gmail.com. Before we go too far, I do want to talk about the most recent events in I Hate Music world. Is we have left Spotify as a host. We have switched to Acast, which I think is pretty much the industry standard for podcast hosting. We left Spotify about a week ago, I would say. Very easy. Acast is a fantastic company. Made it very seamless. And immediately, as soon as we switched hosts, all the canceled episodes that Spotify pulled down reappeared on all platforms. So if you were to look now on your Apple podcast app, you can see episodes 101 and 102, the original versions and the updated versions where I had to cut out the music. So interesting. They just republished everything and there's no issues. So far, very stoked with Acast. As of yesterday, I thought that all of our problems were solved. Then this morning, I got an email from Spotify that they had removed 45 of our episodes from Spotify only.
It's so weird.
They should be available on every other platform. I think it just affects Spotify. But yeah, 45 episodes were removed this morning. All going all the way back to like episode 2, just removed, random ones.
Yeah, because you played music on almost every episode, right?
Almost every single episode. I mean, there's been maybe 3 out of the 107. Yeah,
exactly. So weird.
So yeah, it's frustrating.
I wonder if it's specific labels or specific.
It must be
bands or groups of artists or whatever.
Something like that. So
yeah.
And then right after I got that message of the 45 being removed, I got a message that our latest one was removed. Iron Maiden Faith No More was removed from Spotify only. They're not giving me any recourse except for just protesting it. Not protesting, but just like writing them
Appealing.
back. Appealing. Yeah. Thank you. I mean, we could protest too. I mean, that'd be kind of cool.
Where is Spotify headquarters?
Yeah, we're from Portland. We can put on a frog costume and go stand in the square somewhere.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But I am going to appeal it. I guess the moral of the story right now is that it is getting removed from Spotify only. Don't rely on Spotify to listen to the podcast. It's not working. Go to Apple Podcasts. Go to like an independent podcast app, something like that. I use Apple Podcasts with no issues.
Yeah,
it gives you notifications when new episodes are downloaded or launched. Just don't rely on Spotify.
nice.
I'll keep you guys updated on that, but yeah, for the moment,
I think most people probably have multiple apps that play
I think so.
podcasts.
I don't imagine it's that much of an issue. It's frustrating when it's like the one thing that is having a problem with it. And I checked with an attorney, and Spotify even confirmed with the attorney, like, we're not doing anything wrong. It's all fair use. It's all review purposes. We're not doing anything wrong. It's just being flagged by these bots that scan for unlicensed music, which I totally get, but we're an edge case. So again, don't rely on Spotify.
What'd you call me, dude?
I called you an edge case.
Asshole.
I know. Sorry. I'm feeling angry after Spotify.
Spotify
no,
drama.
it's cool.
They're pretty new. They're kind of new to the game too, and then all this shit's happening.
They are. They're kind of new to the podcast game. They're new to the podcast hosting game.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. It's like, don't use Spotify for that shit. Plus, I guess they're running like ice ads and shit. So fuck that. Like,
yeah, exactly. Fuck Spotify. Yeah. I love it, but I can't give it up. But fuck Spotify, man. I don't know what to do.
I'm in the process. My whole family has a Spotify account, so I'm in the process of merging off of that. But my kids are more reluctant because they're just so used to the platform. Ellery has moved to Apple Music, and she loves it.
Yeah, friend of the pod, Matt Kenny, switched, and it was kind of a tough thing in our relationship because I would share things with him all the time. Now I just send a screenshot from Spotify, and he looks it up on Apple Music. But he did the right thing a while ago. So
I mean, I think we all should do that right thing, but I think you have to be a little bit calculated about it. At least, like for me, it's like I have a family of 4 on the same plan. We all kind of have to be ready to go. But it's going to happen. And when we play music today, it's going to be played from Spotify. So that's kind of ironic. But Anyway, actually, I'd like to hear from listeners if they're using apps and what they like.
How do people? We've talked about this a little bit before with Tidal and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
I haven't made any life changes since we talked last time, really. I just kept status quo.
Any life changes? Yeah.
In that way. And my music, absorbing experience.
Exactly. I feel like you're always making some kind of life change, though.
Sure, but not in the way I find music, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I think we both should do that in the future. Okay, let's move on to a listener email. We have a listener email from our good friend, Mark Beavers. You may remember him.
Of course. Hi, Mark.
I believe he's the guy that we texted and we called. Or did we call him? I don't remember.
You tried to call him, I thought, or you texted him while we were
That's right.
on the air or something like that.
Yeah, I texted him like while we're recording, and he texted me back. Mark says, "Hi, Nick and Jason. It has been a minute. Hope all is well with you guys." And then he says, Dallas's listener emails on episode 106 hit too close to home for me. Missing Bolt Thrower's 2013 U.S. tour is also my biggest missed concert regret. Yeah, man. I mean, we talked about attending that and how amazing that was.
I think a lot of people are regretting that because at the time it didn't seem like they were going to be at the end. So it was hard to know.
Yeah, I mean, I had never seen them before. It wasn't like they were, playing Portland every day, but I think they played MDF. At least once.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they weren't like super prolific as far as touring, so it was a rare event. But I don't think
it was.
Nobody knew it was going to be like the last chance.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he continues. Living in Georgia, none of the dates were that close. At the time, my wife and I were in our first year of marriage and getting ready to buy our first house, and financially, it just wasn't feasible. Yeah. Then he says, in hindsight, maybe I should have just gone into a little debt and went. I probably think about missing out on that tour once a week at least.
Let's look at the dates here. They played the Death Fest, and then they played Pomona. They played Oakland. They played Portland.
Oh, really?
They played Seattle, and then they played Chaos in Tejas, I guess in Texas.
Texas, yeah.
And then they played Chicago. So there was only 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 dates or whatever.
Oh, shit. So, and that's mostly like Midwest, South, and West Coast.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
so if you lived in
MDF,
Georgia or anywhere on the East, it's difficult, I guess, if you go to, unless you go to the festival.
Yeah. MDF would work, but still, like, the festival experience isn't the same either. It's
not the same, and they probably shorten their set for that and everything.
Probably. So. I mean, even if they're headlining, they probably shorten their set.
Yep.
And that was with Benediction. That was fucking great.
And that Chaos in Tejas was a big deal for a little while. I don't know what happened to that
I haven't heard
fest.
about that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I remember them having some really good lineups down there, too.
Yeah, for sure. I wonder what happened.
I don't know.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. Mark continues, on a similar note, do you have any band merch that for whatever reason you let go and you regret parting with?
Oh, God. So much of that,
So
dude.
much.
So much of that. Especially when I gain weight, I lose weight, I gain weight. I just kind of go through my wardrobe, you know?
Yeah.
And then I always regret it. Like, what the fuck? I've got multiple shirts that I could think of.
Both
Thrower ones are a couple of them, actually. I bought like 2 or 3 shirts that show, and I don't have any of them right now.
I bought at least 1, maybe 2. And yeah, I don't think I have mine either. Actually, I just got this. I got a bootleg Bolt Thrower hoodie.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's really
wow.
rad.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Old
And
school
what's the back say?
artwork. It's just this, but
cool.
on the back, and it says War Master at the bottom.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm really stoked on it. Sorry,
Nice
Andy, but when a band is broken up and they're not making merch, that's when I'm okay with bootlegs. And when a band isn't making old school designs, if Bolt Thrower
you
is still
can't go
active,
to Bolt Thrower. I mean, I don't know what label they were on at the end there, Nuclear Blast or something. I don't even know if they're selling anything. Yeah.
Yeah. So, if a band's broken up, I feel better about bootlegs and also like older designs. If Bolt Thrower is, even if they were active, they're probably not making War Master designs, and that's what I wanted. So,
yeah, I went to that Witchcraft show last night, and they didn't have any old school merch. It was a great show. But they had newer merch, which the newer albums are cool, but not as good as those first few albums. So I wish they had old school merch. I didn't buy anything, but I do miss that kind of stuff. And so what do you do? Like if the band's not selling it, it's tricky.
Yeah, I'm still, on the fence on the whole subject, but I pulled the trigger on this.
Well, what does a band like Agalloch do, Do you start making older stuff sometimes just to please the fans? Or
we do, kind of. I mean, and, especially with all the reissues we have coming out now, too, through Eisenwald, we're making, there's no, at this point in time, there's no reason to bootleg Agalloch merch.
Exactly.
If we were to break up again and we didn't have merch for sale, then,
for sure.
That's different. So,
but I wonder if the reissues weren't happening, if like some of that merch would be happening. It probably wouldn't be.
I mean, they're from us, maybe. I don't know. There are a bunch of bootleggers out there, but of Agalloch stuff. But but sometimes they're so bad it's not even worth it. But like sometimes they're really nice. Like this one is really, really nice.
That's good. Yeah, it's hard to know till you get it. Actually, sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Mark. Thanks for that.
Thanks, Mark.
Always a great topic. He does mention that he parted with some Children of Bodom shirts that he outgrew, and he either left them at Goodwill or gave to ex-girlfriends. That's a funny comment. Gave to ex-girlfriends.
It makes me think of this time we were traveling and we were in Thailand, and I saw this young Thai girl with a Deicide shirt, and on the back it said "Fuck your God." Yeah. And I was just like, "What's going on here?" And I went right up to her, and I just immediately realized, oh, I think she just got that at the bins or something. You know, they're equivalent of the bins. Yeah. So I wonder if all our shirts end up in Asia somewhere or something. If we take them to Goodwill.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, you told me about some of the Thai shirts. That's so funny. I love that. Yeah. And didn't you see like a bunch of Suicidal shirts over there?
Yeah. In Taiwan, I saw a Suicidal hat, and I bought one immediately. Like, what the hell is this? But it was mixed in with like the Nike hats and all the other big brands. It was so strange.
Well, Tyson and I were actually talking about this last night. I went to a movie with Tyson, and he has this Ramones button. And he wears it all the time, and I'm just always like, oh, cool Ramones button. But I noticed at my birthday party that it has a period after every letter. So R.A.M. And I'm like,
like it's an acronym.
Like it's an acronym. which is not the case. And then I look closer, and you know how it has the names around it? The names are like Bill D. Like,
oh, wow.
BILDEE. And so I'm like, Tyson, like, what the fuck is this? And he's like, oh, I bought it on eBay. It was like some big button pack that somebody had for sale, like bootleg buttons, I assume. And like with a bunch of other punk stuff. And he's like, I never even noticed. I'm like, well, dude, like it's an acronym first off. And then I don't remember what the other ones were, but it was like Johnny, but spelled wrong, and Bill D or something.
I wonder if it was a tribute band's patch or something, or a
that's
button
what
or something
he said.
like that.
He was like, I wonder if it is like some kind of like maybe like a Thai tribute band or something like that.
Amazing.
Yeah, pretty great.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyway, Mark, thanks for that. And for anybody that missed our Faith No More Iron Maiden episode, at the beginning, Nick and I kind of riffed off of us being like a morning drive time type of radio show. And I came up with a Nick in the douche type of thing, and we made some air raid siren noises and whatever. And so Mark made us a little AI, I don't know what you call it, just like a little image.
It would be like a billboard, maybe, you know, like as you're driving down the freeway, you see this on the side of the road or something.
Yeah. So nobody's going to be able to see this, but yeah, I'm going to share it on social media after really this episode launches, so you'll get to see it. But
I've got some kind of kick-ass like fire Hawaiian shirt on. That's pretty cool.
Well, it's funny because if you look at these, they're definitely based off the two of us, but like, it's a little off, as you suspect. Like, I have a nose ring.
I could barely see that, but now I do.
Yeah. And you can tell it's me, but it's not really me. And same with Nick. Yep. Like, I think, Nick, you look more like The Rock than you look like yourself.
Yeah. They really buffed up my neck, and like my smile is bigger than it usually is, I think.
Yeah.
Some weird things are happening here.
It's pretty great, though. It's definitely based off of us, and it says Nick and douche. And it looks like we're in a radio studio. And Mark emailed this to me, and I laughed out loud. So funny.
You did a literal LOL.
I did a literal LOL.
Wow.
Yeah. So thank you for that, Mark. And I will post this on socials once the episode launches. I think it's really
Thanks,
funny.
Mark. I wonder maybe he can share what his prompt was for that.
Oh yeah, Mark, write us with the prompt. I'd like to know.
Or I guess he uploaded a picture. He must have. Yeah.
Oh, he must have. Yeah, because I was wondering.
Make these guys like have a radio show. It's called something like that. Share it with us, Mark.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do we have a photo that looks like that?
I think so. Pretty close to that.
We must. Yeah. I think we do have one that's like that, and we're both wearing both our shirts. I think.
Yeah. Well, there is a picture of us with both our shirts. I can't remember if it was this one, but
yeah, I don't know. It doesn't matter. But anyway, thank you, Mark, for that. That's great. Next, let's get into the meat of the episode.
Let's do it.
Let's take a little break first, and we will get back to our episode, and we are going to discuss Sepultura's Chaos AD and Entombed's Wolverine Blues. See you in a second.
This is Pete Lee from Lawnmower Death, and you're listening to I Hate Music with my good mate Jason Walton. He's a lovely boy.
Visit earthandsound.org, the official website for the I Hate Music podcast and Earth and Sound Productions. Here you can find music and merch from bands such as Crossed Paths, Moonbladder, Dolvin, and Traveler's Rest, as well as I Hate Music hoodies and shirts. Keep up to date on the latest happenings and subscribe to the newsletter at earthandsound.org.
All right, here we are. Sepultura, KSAD, Wolverine Blues from Entombed. I like to call this episode the Chaos Wolverine.
Wow, dude.
Intense,
amazing.
Right?
Did you use ChatGPT for that?
Yeah, yeah. I was like, what can I call this episode?
Okay, well, I think we have to start with this by our experience with both bands up to this point. Great. And how we reacted when they first came out. So you can go first.
Okay. Let's start with KSAD, Sepultura. Okay. I discovered Sepultura Beneath the Remains era. Mm-hmm. Went back immediately because I think it took me maybe a listen to become completely obsessed with Sepultura.
I think so too. Yeah, for sure.
Beneath the Remains, when it came out, I remember the hype behind it. I remember the ads in Metal Maniacs and things like, I don't remember what the tagline was exactly, but it was something like, extreme metal from Brazil. And so people are
exactly.
Like, I was picturing like tribal drums and like all this crazy stuff that it wasn't. But still, it was different. It was, I think the biggest difference is how well it was done. I mean, this was like...
Yeah, it is interesting to think about. Nothing strikes you immediately that's from Brazil, you know? But but there's something different about it. I don't know if I can put my finger on it.
It feels like there's a desperation to it. And it feels like it does come from like the favelas of Brazil, you know?
Exactly.
That might be me just like assigning that to it in retrospect, but it does feel desperate. But what I do remember is with Beneath the Remains just being like, this is one of the best metal records ever made. I mean, it just...
They seamlessly blended this melody and thrash, you know? Like Slayer-esque, I guess, in a lot of ways, but something more fucking extreme about it. Desperate. Yeah, that's a good word.
It just felt desperate. And Igor's drumming, it just was so powerful, you know? They felt so powerful where... I'm not trying to diss on any bands, but like a lot of the Bay Area stuff felt like it's all intense, but it felt kind of like polished, and it felt kind of like, I don't want to say they're going through the motions because it makes it sound like I'm dissing on them. It just felt like Sepultura was like they're in a fucking garage just playing their hearts out, even on the records.
Felt the passion. Yeah. Good call.
So Beneath the Remains just blew me away. Then I went back. I love the old records too. But
wasn't it interesting, Liz, going from that to Schizophrenia and the production of Schizophrenia was like, I remember listening to that for the first time. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, it was so hard to listen to. It was so weird, but it took a long time to get my ears to kind of be in tune with that record.
And I love that record, but it's no Beneath the Remains.
No.
I even love the old stuff, More Divisions, Bestial Devastation, but it just feels like a different band. You know, it feels
Shout out to Cavalera for re-releasing those things, man. Those re-releases
they're great. Cool. They're cool.
Yeah, they're really cool. Because it needed a better production.
Yeah.
They knew that. They're not going to fuck with Beneath the Remains and Arise. So
I hope not.
I hope not.
Untouchable. Yeah. So obviously, then Beneath the Remains after that is Arise, and Arise it's about as close to a perfect metal record as you can get, I think.
Fucking masterpiece. Yeah. Indeed, no doubt.
I feel like, for me, this is an unpopular opinion. This is Jason's hot take. I feel like side B is a little weaker than side A. I feel like it kind of goes downhill a little bit, but still,
that's fair.
Even going downhill, they're head and shoulders above most extreme metal bands.
Side note here, or maybe just a question: was Beneath the Remains recorded in Florida, or was Arise the first one where they came over to use Morrisound and all that?
Beneath the Remains was in Morrisound, I'm pretty sure, because isn't John Tardy on that?
I don't remember that.
Didn't he do guest vocals on Beneath the Remains?
I don't remember.
I'm gonna look that up, but
that's fine. But yeah, I'm pretty sure because the production just took leaps and bounds, so I'm pretty sure they recorded it here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Scott Burns, blah blah blah.
Okay,
Scott Burns recorded it. But yeah, so I mean, it sounded way better than the other stuff, the previous records. But yeah, of course, Arise was just like this monumental statement of extreme metal. I mean, I would never call Sepultura death metal, but thrash doesn't quite cover it either.
No, that's right.
I don't even like calling them death thrash. It just doesn't feel right to me. So I don't see any death in Sepultura, you know.
But they were kind of looped into those bands at the time.
Yeah, for sure. They're on Roadrunner. Morrisound. Touring with those type of bands.
Yes,
and friends with all those guys. So, what was your introduction to Sepultura? Like, what was your trajectory?
Yeah, it was similar. Beneath the Remains, I heard, and I think it was similar in a way of reading Metal Maniacs and just trying to figure this out. I don't remember anybody at school knowing these guys or anything like that. So it must have been through that, but I wasn't the hugest fan. I liked it, but until Arise, when Arise hit,
really? Okay.
Like, oh my God, yeah. And then I went back and discovered everything. But yeah. So coming up to Chaos AD, Arise was immediately a fucking masterpiece.
Oh man,
this album is so good. What are these guys gonna do next?
Well, yeah. What can you do next? Yeah, I mean, I remember just even the video for Dead Embryonic Cells.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like it was kind of like Seasons in the Abyss esque because it's like it got that landscape, kind of deserty type of landscape, and they're outside playing whatever.
Yes, perfect. It was perfect. Yeah,
but
they're in Arizona or something. Probably.
Yeah, something like that. But that breakdown in the middle of Dead Embryonic Cells.
Oh god, of course. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I saw them that Ozzy. They played with Ozzy in '92.
Okay.
And during their set, they opened. They were I forget who else, Sepultura, and then Rob Halford played, and then he sang with Priest. I mean, he sang with Sabbath. Mm-hmm. But so it was a legendary concert, Costa Mesa, 1992.
Wow.
But we were up in the lawn area, and during Sepultura, there was somebody started a fire, and they were moshing around the fire. It was fucking amazing, dude.
And it feels so appropriate, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it was perfect.
Feels like that's only at a Sepultura show. Oh
yeah,
man,
it's very primal.
Yeah,
that amazing.
That era Sepultura, when it was that era and that time, early '90s, Sepultura and brought this new level of danger to thrash.
Yes,
it was again, Bay Area just felt kind of clean and happy. I mean, not happy, that's the wrong word, but compared to Sepultura.
I know what you mean.
Sepultura, much like Creator, just came out and just was just this is vicious. We are fucking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It gives me chills just thinking about that time and place.
Yes. So, KSAD drops. What is it, 1993 or something? September of 1993, according to Wikipedia. I don't know if that's exactly right, but
that sounds right. Yeah. I had just moved to Minneapolis, and before the record came out, I went to go see Merciful Fate and Cathedral in Minneapolis, and hanging out at the bar was members of Sepultura and Pantera because they were they were all touring.
Oh, I saw that tour.
Something.
Yeah, that was '94. I saw that tour. It was Prong, Sepultura, and Pantera. But maybe they were doing it a little earlier too. Because I saw them in July of '94. It was July. I remember this, dude. July 10th. It was at Portland Meadows. July 10th, 1994. Pantera, Prong, and Sepultura. What the fuck, dude? It was insane.
It must not have been part of that tour.
No,
because it was definitely.
I'm sure they were friends.
It was right before. It was right after I moved to Minneapolis. It was right before Chaos AD came out, so it was summer of '93.
Nice.
And
I'm sure they were hanging out and stuff.
Yeah, I met Igor, and I just said, "When's the new record coming out?" And he said something to me, but I couldn't hear him, and he was so short. I was surprised how short he was. But I was just how can this be possible to follow up Arise?
Yeah, exactly. Yes, for sure. I think we all were like that.
Yeah. So Chaos AD came out, and honestly, I don't remember how I felt about it. It just felt like,
oh, dude. I mean, once you heard those drums and the way the production was, it's okay, this is different. It's more industrial. I think they were writing the Psalm 69 Ministry kind of sound or something.
Yeah.
They were changing a little bit in that way. And I didn't really like Ministry at the time. I know they were popular and stuff, but amongst metalheads, they were for sure popular.
For sure.
But it's just what? This is so different. It's more Pantera-esque. It's more groovy. It's more all these things that didn't quite define who they were before that,
Yeah.
So they made the change.
I was so unimpressed that I just don't even remember. I don't remember the first time I listened to it. I don't remember my relationship with it.
You didn't buy it on the day of?
No, I did.
I
just don't remember. It was just it was just so unremarkable.
You must have been pissed off, dude. I mean, you're probably mad. A lot of us were. It's what the fuck is this?
I remember being mad about Roots. I don't remember being mad about KSAD.
I mean, at Roots, they were touring with Korn and shit. It was a whole nother thing. It's what the fuck? Yeah. They weren't even metal anymore at that point.
whole nother issue there.
Yeah,
but I just don't remember. I remember just being okay. I just felt like this is a dud. I was just but kind of what we said before. How do you go from Arise to anything else? How do you?
That's right.
How do you do that?
That's right. I think they knew deep down as well. They knew that we kind of hit our peak there. What are we going to do to kind of mix this up a little bit? I wonder. Maybe it wasn't conscious, but
yeah. So
was it recorded in Morrisound as well? I'm just interested in that. I wonder if they used a new studio and stuff.
I've got it pulled up here. Oh, this is funny. Numerous producers, including Al Jorgensen of Ministry. I didn't know that.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
And John Zorn. What?
What? Okay, so they were like, okay, we need to really make a change here.
Oh, wow. No, it was recorded in Rockfield Studios in South Wales by Andy Wallace.
So, yeah, very different. Very, very different.
Very
they were
different.
like, okay, we're not quite that death metal band that people think we are. We're going to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but they were trying something new, and I'm all about that.
Of course.
This was, yeah. So what I'm really interested in this episode is exploring some of these songs or a song, and see how we feel now.
Yes, and I've listened to it over the years. You can't miss some of the songs. Propaganda, for instance, is played pretty regularly on like Sirius XM and stuff like that. So, I don't know if I've listened to the whole album straight through though in a while. I have the cassette, but I don't.
Probably haven't listened to the full album since the '90s. I would assume. I've heard a few songs here and there. You and I've seen Cavalera. Since then, I've seen them on my own a couple times. They always play at least like Refuse, Resist, Territory. I've even seen Mr. Bungle cover Territory. Like I hear the songs here and there, but I haven't actually listened to them in a long time.
Do you remember that Biotech is Godzilla? Like there were some controversial songs in this thing. And they were talking about like these companies raping Brazil, basically. So they were ahead of their time as far as talking about like what damage is happening to the rainforest and stuff.
Oh, for sure.
Pretty cool.
That
was pretty cool.
No, for sure. I mean, it's still Sepultura in a lot of ways, but it just felt like I think you were onto something there with the Ministry comment. Is they were trying to. They're almost like, well, what can we do from here? We have to expand. Like, what's happening now? Like, what are other things that we can incorporate into our sound? And they chose
Pantera. They chose Pantera and Ministry.
Well, I mean, on the Maiden episode, we were just talking about your friend Paul Di'Anno and like getting obsessed with Pantera.
He chose Pantera too. Well, a lot of bands did, dude. A lot.
But
I mean, that was defining metal at the time. They fucking got #1 album with Far Beyond Driven. Like they were hitting it. So and these bands were like, what do we do?
Well, and Sepultura was huge with Arise, and like how do we pivot? How do we do even more?
But the change from Beneath the Remains to Arise is more gradual than from Arise to this.
Yes.
So, interesting. They went for a big change.
Yeah. I do remember hearing a couple of these songs live and thinking, okay, like it's got some riffs, which I didn't remember before.
Yeah. Dude. The song Nomad on here, Territory's got great riffs. These breakdowns are pretty amazing. Like, really
again,
good.
I mean, Igor is drumming. Like he makes anything powerful and intense.
He's the one.
Yeah,
he is definitely the driver. I don't know, how the brothers work songwriting wise, but it's his drumming that really leads the pack for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean he's been one of the most fantastic metal drummers ever for decades.
No doubt.
Yeah, so was this, let's look this up too, if you don't know off the top of your head, but was this part of the whole Columbia thing around that time?
Oh, I think you're right. When Morbid Angel with Domination, was that Columbia?
It?
That was that? I think that was Columbia too, but it was a subsidiary called Giant Records or something. Yeah, but I do believe that was owned by Columbia.
No, it says KSAD was on Roadrunner.
Oh shit! Okay,
it just kind of has that.
Wasn't until Roots.
Yeah, it just has that same feel of like when all those people were moving on.
Roots was on Roadrunner too, bro. Wow,
really?
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. And the genre says here groove metal.
See, that's it. That's it right there.
When you go to Arise, it says thrash metal, death metal.
And KSAD says heavy metal.
It does?
Yep.
On my Wikipedia page here, it says groove metal genre.
For KSAD?
Yeah, on the right there, it says groove metal. But I don't know. What the hell does that even mean?
Maybe we're looking in different places or something. But,
yeah. That's fine. No problem. But yeah, heavy metal though. Yeah, so it changed.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting. So yeah, I'm curious, like, I think for me, like before listening to a track again, I think for me, I could very well see myself liking this more than I did before because I was so sensitive of all of these extreme metal bands. I would never say selling out, but like making their music more accessible. And
this happens a lot, man.
It happens a lot. And it happened in death metal in such a drastic way. in so many genres that I feel like maybe I was just so hypersensitive to it that I was just like, nope, this is not my Sepultura. I remember, previous to this, like around the Beneath the Remains Arise era, I had a Beneath the Remains t-shirt. I would wear it to school. And people would be like, oh, slept with Tara. Did you sleep with Tara? And making fun of me.
I've never heard that one before.
It's so dumb, But like, and the football players would like threaten me and like, what is that fucking skull on your shirt? You think you're a badass, bro? You fucker, And then fast forward to like KSAD era, and those same fuckers are wearing Sepultura shirts.
Dude, of course.
Yeah, of course.
This happened with Metallica. Oh
everything,
my God.
Everything. But Sepultura, that was mine.
Yeah, that was pretty underground. Yeah.
Metallica, back in the day, of course, they were underground. But, at this point in time, like Sepultura is like this. They're from the death metal scene. They're from the underground. They're the tape trading. They're fucking Brazilians. Yes. They're a tribe.
Yes.
And then
where are they from? You should ask one of those hockey players.
Yeah, where are they from, dude?
Yeah. Where are they from, dude?
Yeah.
They're like, I don't know, Mishawaka.
Yeah. So maybe I was just too protective and too sensitive.
I was
of these
too,
things
man.
changing.
Oh Jesus. So, yeah, I was. This kind of made me very angry. KSAD. It took me years to go back and listening to Territory and stuff. You couldn't avoid it, so it's fine. Right. I'd hear it. But I was like, every time I'd see that shit, I'd be like, this is not my Sepultura. This is not my Sepultura.
I think that's it. You get such a personal relationship and an ownership in a way. And I'm totally comfortable with having a personal relationship with a band, but an ownership is kind of fucked up. But
yeah, and as an adult, we look at that back and seeing that's a little ridiculous. And, there's some albums like Anthrax, Sound of White Noise or something that are actually pretty good, I was fucking pissed off about that one too.
I can't abide by that, but I could easily put that record on this episode too.
Yes.
I was upset by that record.
Well, Persistence of Time is like,
dude, and
it's a masterpiece.
Dude, Persistence of Time. How do you?
But I think they're in the same conundrum, which is, we just wrote an amazing album. What do we do now? Right. We have to do something different here.
Yeah.
Well, and the times were changing. So.
Well, and the Sound of White Noise is kind of like what we're talking about with Iron Maiden and Faith No More, changing vocalists. But this is different because they changed vocals and then they went back.
It didn't work.
They went back. That's
same with Iron Maiden. Did that with Blaze Bayley.
Oh, true.
We could do that with Maiden. Did it twice.
True.
They changed singers and then they changed back to singers.
Yeah. So and at this point in time, like nu metal was such a thing, and it was such an explosive thing, and it was infecting in my eyes and in so many people's eyes. It was
a disease.
It was a disease that was infecting the music that we love and the communities that we loved, and to see.
Yes.
A band come up from Brazil that were a tribe and build as a tribe, and there's two brothers and they have this family, and it's like they are a family and they're coming up from the depths into our lives, and to see them infected by the nu metal disease was just, it was that
was good, man. Very poetic.
Thank you. Yeah.
That was awesome.
But that was the passion I had about especially a band like Sepultura. I saw Sepultura on the Arise tour at where was it? At First Ave in Minneapolis, and it was like a revelation. I mean, that point in time, there was. I've said this a few times, and I've said it a few times on the podcast. I feel like if the world or the universe aligned like a little bit more, Sepultura could have been the biggest metal band ever. I feel like they could have eclipsed Metallica.
I mean, they were, man. If they kept it going with Roots and didn't break up, they probably would have been, man. They probably would have been.
I think if they didn't go the way of Roots and they stuck more to the KSAD formula, even though I have problems with that record, I think they could have, like, Arise.
Even bigger? Wow.
You can't. Arise is a master of puppets. It's a Ride the Lightning.
Yes,
it's. Right. I feel like Sepultura could have been bigger than Metallica, bigger than Slayer, bigger than Maiden. They were.
Sure.
They were on the cusp of that.
They were.
I'm not sure why it didn't happen, really. In my opinion, their quality went so far down right before they could have made those mistakes. Like, Metallica's been making those mistakes for 20 years or more. But
that's true.
I don't think
true. And they still remain popular, so it's just kind of weird. But
I think Sepultura whatever, there wasn't it just didn't work out. But I still think
whatever was happening internally, we're not privy to all that. It seemed like it had something to do with Gloria and stuff, but But if they didn't break up, I think they would have still risen in popularity. You know, they just touring as much as they were and doing all of that, they probably would have remained pretty popular. But it just went to shit when they broke up. So.
Yep.
And the Derek Green's been vocalist for I don't know how many fucking years. I haven't listened to even one of those records.
No.
I have no idea what's going on, and I feel bad for the guy a little bit, but they're still out there.
Well, they're throwing in the towel here soon, right? They
that's right,
announced their retirement or whatever.
It was always a reunion, like, why isn't this not happening? But it never did happen.
Never did happen. Yeah.
Nope.
Well, should we listen to a song from KSAD?
Yes, please.
Do you have a preference?
I really love that Nomad track. It's a good example of the groove they were going for.
Okay.
Because it's a fucking groove. It's good. I really like it.
Cool. Yeah. Let's try this Nomad track from, it's track 8 from KSAD, Sepultura. I'm actually playing the remaster off of Spotify. That's another problem I have with Spotify.
Once the new ones come, you don't get the old ones.
Yeah, and I don't want the remaster.
Hey, now that leads us to talking about physical media, bro. That's the only way.
That's right.
To hear the originals.
Yep.
Fucking Rust in Peace.
Oh man,
Dave Mustaine. I'm not listening to that shit on Spotify.
I don't think I've ever heard those new versions.
Yeah, don't do it. It's so stupid. I can't believe he fucked with it.
Anyway,
go buy the CD. Go buy the CD.
CD, vinyl, something. Yeah. Don't use Spotify like I'm about to.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay. Again, this is Nomad from the oft maligned KSAD. Here we go.
see the actual time no longer sound. The ancient teachings fell. Movement of my culture, my beliefs have no more tales. To judge and burn the tribes. The world will be extinct, and your flesh will rot with mine. No man, no man, no man, no man, no man.
Igor, dude.
Igor.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
So good.
Okay, lots of thoughts here.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Before I get into my thoughts, I need a nice...
Sponsored by?
Thirst quenching corpse reviver here.
Oh, damn. That's
Yeah.
appropriate for the pod, bro.
It is. Here. It's a... Oh, yeah. It's a female-founded, vegan, no added sugar, 10 calories, electrolytes, made with real ingredients. It's corpse reviver. You can find them on Imperfect Foods. I'm also going to have it with an Aleve because I got too swole yesterday lifting weights, and I hurt my arm a little bit.
Are you lifting? Are you doing some strength training? Oh, cool. That's great. Nice.
Yeah,
I get sore.
After listening
Takes
to that song, I got to fucking...
This is fucking
some
gym
iron.
music, dude. It totally is.
Yeah. Okay, but in all seriousness,
Yes.
pros and cons. You can tell it's Sepultura. You can hear Igor's power.
Yes.
It is
Max's voice.
The things that are different that I think is kind of what we're talking about is a lot of the riffs are more groovy, nu metal-y. Whether they're bad or good is kind of not my point. It's more just like the da-dun, da-dun, da-da-da-da. Like, that's not Sepultura. That's not old Sepultura. That's kind of like what was in the Zeitgeist at the time, I guess. That was much more nu metal, more not
It
Pantera,
could be argued
but
that, I guess Pantera has started it, but Sepultura took the reins of that sound almost.
I know. Yeah. I would say Max's vocals might be a little bit more shouty than they were before.
But they're not much different than Arise, really.
No.
Vocal style.
But maybe I would say maybe a little bit more shouty, but I don't know. It's hard for me to say like, hey, that's a bad track. But I think in comparison to...
Did you hear any moments of old Sepultura that made you happy?
The drumming, for sure.
Yeah.
I do like the high pitched, like planing stuff that I assume it's Andreas doing, like I like that addition. Yeah. It's not an old school Sepultura thing. It's a new thing. I like that. But
that was kind of a common thing in the nu metal world, right?
Yeah.
Using the guitar in a different way.
Yes.
In that kind of, whether they're plucking the strings way the fuck up on the head or whatever they're doing to make these sounds, I'm not sure, but
yeah. So I like that. It feels a lot more like simplistic than earlier material. There's not as many harmonies. There's not as many little nuances. It feels much more like straight to the point. I can hear. I
think there were no solos on that song too. It was just riff song.
Yeah,
pure riffs.
It feels more prongish. It feels more.
I think that was an influence on them for sure.
Yeah, nu metalish. I can't say that I loved that track, but there's one part that I actively disliked. But for but for the most part, I was like, okay, that's fine. But it was just fine. You know, how did it feel for you?
I've heard that a bunch since then. Okay. Not regularly, but enough to kind of be familiar with it. But yeah, there were some moments, a couple moments here and there, a couple riffs, a couple drumming certainly that reminded me of Arise or something. But yeah. I'm happy with like them just throwing a bunch of riffs together and making a song like that, but it's not what I prefer in my Sepultura.
No,
that's for sure.
No. Yeah, it's
I think what we're saying about this album is going to be pretty identical to what we're going to say about Entombed, because whatever was going on, they chose a similar path, and it's really interesting how this happened.
I agree, but not entirely. So let's move on to Wolverine Blues, shall we?
Yeah, which according to Wikipedia was released 31st of August 1993, and Wikipedia says Sepultura was September of 93. So they were released the same time.
Same time. Interesting. Yeah. Okay, that's
okay. What was your Entombed origin story?
Okay, Entombed origin story. I discovered them, I'm pretty sure, from Metal Maniacs before Left Hand Path. I remember Left Hand Path was getting a lot of hype, just like Beneath the Remains, before it came out. I remember reading, it's like, oh, these kids are like 15 or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I saw maybe a promo photo, and I was like, yeah, these kids look like they're kids. Like, what the fuck? I'm like, but they looked so cool to me. The long hair, the leather, they looked very Swedish. It was like everything I wanted about death metal at that point in time. The album came out. I went to the record store, went to Hastings in Bozeman, and bought the Left Hand Path cassette. Actually, I had to pre-order it first. Like, Montana didn't get that shit. I had to ask for it first, and they would get it for me.
The guy there was probably just like, what is this kid up to?
Yeah. So I pre-ordered it, and instant love. I was like, I'd never heard anything like this before. That chainsaw buzz guitar sound,
it's incredible.
The vocals weren't as guttural as I was used to. It wasn't a Chris Barnes. It was a little bit more raspy.
Yeah, exactly. And with a lot of reverb and stuff. The way they did the vocal style, LG, amazing, dude.
LG, yeah.
R.I.P.
LG, yeah. The melodies are amazing. Harmonies is just much more melodic than I was expecting.
Yes.
Songwriting, the song crafting was so great. Production was just unusual to me. It sounded almost like a demo, but like a little bit more polished.
It was separate from the American style.
Yeah.
Not only in sound, but songwriting, the approach, everything was just very different.
Yeah, for sure. What about you?
Pretty similar. I'm pretty sure I heard a song off Left Hand Path, the song, on a compilation or something.
Oh yeah, probably.
And that's what led me to that. But I don't think I really checked them out to Clandestine.
Okay.
So I was a little late to that, and then I went back, of course. But yeah, they were certainly the first Swedish. I didn't know about this Swedish sound or anything like that until I discovered Entombed. They were my gateway to that.
Yeah,
I didn't know about what was happening over there. Well, and these kids that are just like obsessed with death and fucking not the band, but the feature of our lives.
Yes, the feature of our lives.
Yes.
Yeah, it says here that Left Hand Path was released December 7th, 1990. That sounds right.
That was a little early for me. I think the first death metal I heard was probably Busted Out of the Sick. What year was that? 91 or something. So
that sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was a little late to it. But Clandestine I did check out. That was the first album I bought from them. But
okay. Yeah.
So yeah, that was the album right before Wolverine Blues. So
yeah,
I didn't have a whole lot of history before Wolverine Blues,
Yeah, I did Left Hand Path, and I got obsessed for a long time. And then I went back and I checked out their previous band Nihilist, and I got into their demos and stuff. And then I got really into the Swedish sound, and then I had this internal struggle. Left Hand Path, Like an Overflowing Stream, what's better? Which band is better?
Exactly.
I for a long time I was like, oh no, Dismember's better. No, Entombed's better. No, Dismember's better. And still to this day, it's an internal struggle. And then when Clandestine came out, that was such a, it was a radical change in a lot of ways. But for me, it's apples and oranges. Like, it's hard for me to compare the two records, but I Clandestine is one of my favorite death metal records. I absolutely adore it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. And it seems the lineage from Left Hand Path to Clandestine to, how do you say it? Clandestine? Clandestine? Clandestine.
Yeah, Clandestine. I'm pretty sure
what
it's
What does that word
clandestine.
mean?
Well, let's look it up. It's like
it's something
hidden,
you see typed but never hear like somebody say it, you know?
Yeah, kept secret or done secretively.
Oh yeah, okay. So it's a clandestine operation or whatever, like it's a spy thing or something maybe.
Yeah. Kept secret or done secretively. She deserved better than these clandestine. No, you fucked me up. I always say it clandestine. I'm sure it's clandestine. Clandestine. Meaning.
Yeah, no, that sounds right. Right. She deserved better than these clandestine encounters. So that means she was like the mistress or something.
Let's see how Google pronounces it. Clandestine.
Nice.
Let's do it again.
Thank you.
Clandestine. Yeah. Yes. So,
but yeah, the lineage from Left Hand Path to Clandestine to Clandestine.
Just think of it like destined, or like you're destined to do something.
Oh yeah,
like,
there you go.
It's like you're destined to be a part of the clan.
Thank you, dude.
Yeah, clandestine. Yeah.
Left. I'm American. I don't understand these things.
Yeah.
These fucking Swedish, you know, they're making all our. They're fucking up our language.
They're fucking up our language. They're taking our jobs and our death metal.
Anyway, the lineage between Left Hand Path, Clandestine, and Wolverine Blues seems a little more subtle and gradual.
Yes. I mean,
than the bust from KS8, from Arise to KS80.
Agreed. Clandestine was kind of like a 90 degree turn from Left Hand Path. I feel like it was a much more mature record. Like Left Hand Path felt like exactly what it was, like 15, 16-year-olds
kids
making an amazing fucking death metal record. Clandestine felt like, okay, this is like a band that's progressed, a band that's matured. The songwriting is more mature. The production is a bit better. What a fucking record, dude.
Dude. It's incredible.
It's got that same kind of desperate quality that Sepultura had back in the day,
It does.
too.
These are fucking angry youths that were just going for it. They didn't give a shit. You could tell.
Yeah.
They were punks, basically.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, so good. So I loved that record. I got the T-shirt right away. I got the cassette right away, or the CD. I can't remember which. But, yeah, like absolutely obsessed with it. And then, so what did I say it was? It was 1993 of August 31.
August 31st. So it was around the same time. There was a lot of hype around this record. There was a lot of money being put into the marketing of this record.
Yep. I mean, months beforehand, you're seeing it in magazines, you're seeing flyers, and it was kind of the same thing with Sepultura. Like, how do you follow up Clandestine? I mean, I think overall, Left Hand Path is probably more popular than Clandestine, but still, like, how do you follow up from those two records? And when you've like been credited for inventing like this Swedish style. Yeah.
And the lead up to it for me was the turnoff. It was like, what the fuck? They're leaning into this comic book thing. Yep. What's the word blues doing in this record? Why is there a wolf? Like, what is going on here?
Okay, that was
even before I heard the record, I was just like, fuck this shit.
That was the first thing I was going to bring up. Instant turnoff due to the comic book connection. Seeing. Okay, so it's Entombed. They're this death-worshipping death metal band from Sweden, and they come out with a record with Wolverine, the comic book character, on the cover. I was like, fuck you. I was upset. I was like, this is
You were really pissed about
bullshit.
this.
And like, there's a certain version that comes with a comic book, too, I'm pretty sure. Like a little.
What the hell was going on? Was that a Roadrunner decision, or did they want to do this? Like, where's the title even come from? I'd like to know.
Well, here, okay, you want to hear what Wiki says about this?
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay,
please.
so one version of Wolverine Blues was released with Marvel Comics character Wolverine on the cover, despite Entombed never wanting their album to be associated with the superhero.
Oh, interesting. So why did they name it this in the first place? What's the symbolism?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder.
It said that Earache made the deal behind their back.
Oh my goodness!
Without them knowing, probably because Earache was trying to make,
of course,
make money.
Yeah. Yep.
I guess I didn't know this, but one of the songs was on Hellraiser 3.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know. I wrote off Hellraiser by then.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
It doesn't say anything about like why Wolverine Blues. I'm sure, there is a jazz song called Wolverine Blues, it says. But yeah.
Maybe these guys were, obsessed with the comics and it was some sort of symbolism for them. I don't know what it means, but
yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I guess
so.
That
this was even before we heard one fucking note of music.
Oh yeah, I was
like,
already upset. I was like, this, I don't know. And then I think before anything, they released the Hollow Man EP or single, if I remember right.
Yeah, you're right, dude. Yeah, you're right. That was first. Yeah. What was that? Was that a single and a couple of lives or something? Or
I don't really remember.
Yeah, good call though.
I remember being taken aback. I was like, okay, this isn't the Entombed that I know and love. But I was, cautiously optimistic. I was just still pissed about the Marvel tie-in. But then, it says it came out August 31st of 93. And again, I don't really remember buying this or my reaction or anything. I just remember being like, this is not for me.
Unless my memory fails me, I bought them the same day. It was like, KSAD. I mean, it seems right in my mind because they were released around the same time. Yeah. So I bet I did. Dude.
I bet I did too, or at least like close to it. Yeah.
But KSAD got one or two more spins than Wolverine Blues. I don't know, man. I think I listened once or something. I was just like, this isn't for me.
I think I listened to it maybe a little bit more. It's also good to point out that for Clandestine, LG left and he's back for Wolverine Blues.
Oh shit! Who was singing then for Clandestine?
Well, Clandestine has that really weird circumstance. I'm gonna try to remember how this worked. I think this is how it went down. They credited the vocals to Johnny Dordevic. Is that right? Oh fuck! I'm gonna have to look this up.
I'm looking now. Johnny Dordevic is listed on the sleeve as lead singer, but does not appear on the album.
That's right. Yeah.
So this was the guy that was going to be singing, but it just never happened or something? All vocals were recorded by Nicky Anderson.
Yep. Wow. My understanding is the drummer, Nicky Anderson, did all the vocals. But for whatever reason, they didn't want to credit him with the vocals. They wanted to pretend they have like a front man or something.
Oh, so it was a made-up name or something?
No, Johnny Dordevic's a real dude, I think. I think he was from... fuck. Man, you're testing my knowledge here.
No problem, man. That's just insane. I didn't realize this. I thought LG was on this album. I did not know that.
This is why we need fucking radical research people on our episodes. Yeah, right here.
Yeah, for sure.
Johnny Dordevic.
They're much more they're scholarly than we are.
Yeah. Okay, yes. So, he was the singer for Carnage, of course.
Okay, nice. Okay.
Yep. So so they credited him on Clandestine, but he wasn't actually on it. Actually, he was. He recorded like a backup vocal on track 2 on Clandestine, but he was not the vocalist. But yeah, he was in Carnage. Yeah. Another fantastic Swedish band. Just listened to that yesterday, actually.
Really cool. Wow.
Yeah, but yeah, Wolverine Blues was much more straight to the point, much more groovy. It wasn't nu metal. It was more of what they were calling like death and roll at the time.
Yeah, and that might have been their own kind of their own invention. Do you think? Or
I mean,
was the media saying that about them?
The media was saying that about them. I'm not sure if that was what their intent was. It was definitely one of the first ones where I was hearing where it was kind of that death and roll feel.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, even Wiki right here says that they're kind of like credited for starting that. Yeah, it just felt like it was another one of those things for me, like with KSID, it was like Entombed was, like I said earlier, like these death-worshipping Swedish kids, and now they've got tie-ins with fucking Guitar World, and Rock Hard Magazine and Marvel Comics. And, I flirted with comics for a little bit when I was little, but after I discovered Lawnmower Death and they have the song Lawnmowers for Heroes, Comics for Zeros, I stuck with that for the rest of my life. So
it's like, okay, I'm convinced.
Yeah, I mean, I'm convinced. So it just...
for me, it was like I get through. I would pay like my hard-earned money for a comic book, and I would finish it so quickly.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, I couldn't get like it didn't feel efficient to me or something. I never got into comic books really. Mad Magazine's a whole nother deal.
A whole nother issue. Yeah. Yeah, I did for like a little bit. I listened to. I read Gru a little bit. I did Punisher for a little bit, but much younger, like middle school maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was problematic for me. I kind of wish they just released the album instead of having that Hollow Man EP.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
because I could have just like
it kind of built up that this was going to be a different style, and it set us up to not check out the album as much because of that single.
Yes. So,
what was your relationship with it as it came out then, and over the year or two after it came out?
I listened to it a few times. I remember not being very impressed and just shelving it.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I hadn't really thought about it for years. And then during the pandemic, Andy Whale assembled this like pandemic Zoom project where he and a couple other people got together and they did covers. And that's how I met Andy. I mixed their cover to Bathory, and I played keyboards on it. And after that, they did one of one of the tracks on this record. I believe it was Out of Hand, I think. I'd have to look it up.
Nice.
But
nice.
I don't remember, but I didn't remember this record very much. And I was like, wait, Andy Whale is doing a Wolverine Blues cover? Like, that's a weird choice. So I mixed this cover and I was like, fuck, this song is killer. I'm like, what the fuck?
Nice.
So now, unlike KSAD, I've gone back to this record and have a whole new appreciation for it. Without the baggage of the comics, without the baggage of wanting it to be a continuation of Clandestine and Left Hand Path.
That's right.
With all of that baggage, I've been able to listen to it for what it is. And it's I don't remember it being as vicious as it is, and I don't remember it being as heavy as it is. It's still no Clandestine. It's still no Left Hand Path. But I was surprised at how much I enjoyed this record. Having said that, I listened to it once and I haven't revisited it in like 5 years. You know, but still, like like when we play a song today, I'm pretty sure that I'll be impressed. I remember really liking this last time I listened to it.
My relationship is similar. Completely abandoned it. And friends that I knew that were really into Entombed, that's kept going with them. Mm-hmm. I was just like, what the fuck's wrong? What the fuck's wrong with you, dude?
Yeah.
Like Ride to Shoot Straight, whatever the fuck that album was.
Right.
After this even,
man.
It's like, oh my God, they lost the plot, dude. They lost the plot.
Well, and that was like the birth of the Helicopters then, because it was like they did that Ride stuff, and then Nikki went on to do the Helicopters, and that was just so not my thing. Like I was into a lot of stuff that was kind of adjacent to that, like Caius, but this was more. It wasn't death and roll to me. It was different. It was more punky.
I don't know. It seemed less serious. You know how they're trying to be fun and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. And you know how shallow I am, but like they started wearing baseball caps, and I was like, "Fuck you, dude! No, man. You wrote Left Hand Path, and now you're wearing a baseball cap in band photos."
They were probably 16 when they wrote that, so this is them in their 20s now.
I know. I'm still disappointed. No, but
yeah, exactly.
But in all seriousness, I do remember like liking this record quite a bit better. So
I guarantee, when they played, they did like a reunion thing. What did they do? I don't know if it was Nicky Anderson involved, but they did remember Entombed AD or whatever they called it.
That's right. They did Entombed AD. Yeah. I don't know if I ever listened to that stuff.
No, me either. But when they played live, I imagine nobody requested anything. There probably was one song off Wolverine Blues they played, but certainly after that, nothing was played.
It's like their swan song, and like when I see Carcass, they, Jeff will say stuff like, okay, we're going to play Keep on Rotting in the Free World. It's from Swan Song, I know, but it's a really good record. Like fucking listen to it. Like he gets pissed about it,
Well, I don't know if Entombed did that. I wonder if they were like, hey, you guys just didn't have enough patience for this.
I don't know. When's the last time you've listened to this? Like since then?
Shout out to Radical Research. I did some research for this particular episode.
Some radical research.
Wolverine Blues. I think those guys study up, or they just have amazing memories. But
it's both.
both, yeah. But before this, I have the cassette. So when I bought the cassette, probably 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay.
Before that, though, 90s, dude.
Yeah.
It'd been a long time.
What was your thought when you listened to it a couple years ago?
Yeah, like you were saying, I feel like I was too dismissive of it. I was too quick to be in disdain over its wimpiness.
Yeah.
But it's heavier than I remembered.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that. And there were a couple of pretty good tracks. I still don't really like the Hollow Man song.
I don't really remember the Hollow Man song, but I remember LG killing it on here. I remember LG just being like fucking vicious.
Yeah.
Should we listen to one of these songs?
Please.
Do you have one in mind? I think
I do. I like that Contempt song, but I don't know what song you were doing the cover of. I was kind of curious to know what it was, so that we could listen to that. But.
Yeah, let's look it up real quick if I can find it. I think it was Out of Hand, and that's the one I was thinking about playing.
Let's play that.
Let's see.
I picked Nomad, so it's your turn.
Okay. I don't know if I'm able to find this quick enough to figure out what this is.
Is Full of Hell the name of the band influence? Was named. There's a band called Full of Hell, right?
I assume, yeah.
Must be.
I mean, there is. Yes, I assume that's where they got the name, but I don't know that for sure.
But I think they're Full of OV.
Are they?
I thought so.
I don't know. I don't think so. That's something else to look up. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Okay, I'll look that up. You look up the song.
Okay. No, it's with an F.
Okay, good. So it's just like this.
Okay, I'm just gonna look up.
Being the OV would have been pretty cool.
Well, that's the dude from King of Hell. Is from.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Is he from Gorgoroth? Where is he from?
Oh yeah, something like that.
I don't think it's Gorgoroth, but it is something like that. AI says Andy Whale is a British drummer, best known for his work in the death metal genre. No, this is going to take forever to...
Oh, it's okay. Let's just try it. Out of Hand.
Yeah, I'm just going to do Out of Hand. I think that's a good one. Let's try it. If I can figure out how to do this again. It's a closing track, 3 minutes. Out of Hand, Wolverine Blues, Entombed. Here we go.
awesome. His voice is so incredible.
So great.
I was reading the lyrics as it goes along there.
Mm-hmm.
Those are cool. It's Jesus Christ, Lord of Flies, in disguise. It's all built upon lies. Out of hand. Is this a fucking joke? Out of mind. And it makes me fucking choke. Fuck.
I like that
That's
fuck
awesome.
at the end.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. So in my opinion, kind of what I was saying, it's better than I remembered. It's kind of like KSAD. It's like, it doesn't compare to the older stuff for me. I'm not going to rush out and listen to it all the time, but I do enjoy it.
Yep. I don't think there's much more to say. It's a decent album in hindsight, but if I'm gonna reach for an Entombed tape, it's not gonna be this one, bro.
Yeah. But
sorry.
But you have it, right?
Oh yeah, right here.
Yeah.
I got them both in front of me.
Oh yeah, there you go. Nice. Yeah.
Interesting that they both decided on the cassette design to use this full sleeve thing. You know, that doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah. I like those. Sometimes it makes it harder to get back into the
exactly. You end up bending it a little bit, but the Sepultura has it as well.
Well,
a little similarity there.
When I think that you came up with the idea for this episode like a couple of years ago, and I didn't realize that both of these records came out at essentially the same time. I didn't even think about that.
I associated them with being the same time, so that's why I feel like I bought them right, either within a week or two of each other, or at the same day.
Yeah. So I think in conclusion, yeah, both solid records. Not necessarily what I want in my life, but better than I remember.
And this type of discussion can be, filed under when bands changed in the early 90s, which we talk about quite a bit.
We talk a lot about, but I think it
was such a transition time for us as children into adults and all that,
Yeah, for sure.
And it coincided with this kind of change that was happening in the world of metal.
Well,
cool.
In 93, I graduated high school, so I was going through tons of changes.
Yeah.
I moved from Bozeman to Minneapolis. I was seeing my first death metal shows ever, and the bands were changing too. It was a very exciting time in many ways. And
but we missed it by just a few years, Not that Entombed was, I don't think they ever probably came over here to play or anything, but we missed like the peaks of a lot of the thrash bands. We missed it just barely.
Yeah.
But we were perfect timing for death metal.
Yeah, I was unfortunately in the wrong location in Montana for a lot of it. But when I moved in 93, I saw Entombed on the Wolverine Blues tour.
Nice.
I saw Carcass.
Were they headlining that one? I think they were. Was it Machine Head and stuff? I don't remember who they played with now.
I want to say it was...
Was it a death metal bill?
Pitch Shifter. I saw them with...
Oh, wow.
Pitch Shifter. Pretty sure it was Entombed and Pitch Shifter. And then I saw Carcass with... Fuck, I can't remember.
Amazing.
But, Entombed were great, but it was mostly Wolverine Blues, and they played one song off of Left Hand Path.
Oh, man.
Which was still really cool, but...
Do you think that was their first U.S. tour?
No, I feel like they did something before that. I feel like they were part of...
This is a British show that I see a lineup of. Carcass, both are Entombed. This is 1991 or something. So they were playing.
Yeah.
Certainly live. Left Hand Path era.
Did you say that was a Gods of Grind thing?
Yeah, I guess so. But it was in England, though.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think there was a Gods of Grind U.S. tour as well. I could be wrong, but I think there was.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. That was fun.
That was great. Yeah. Thank you, man. That was awesome. It's always...
Oh, dude. Sorry to interrupt. No. I just found this, though. 1991 Left Hand Path tour, U.S. tour opening for Morbid Angel and Unleashed.
Fuck. 91. So that would have been...
They played in Portland, too. Amazing.
Fuck. So that would have been Where No Life Dwells and...
Yeah. Oh, dude. Amazing.
Was that Blessed?
I think Blessed came out in 91.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. So,
dude,
amazing, right?
That would be amazing. Yeah.
Morbid Angel, Entombed, Unleashed. Wow.
Call up Mike Browning and get that Nocturnus time machine.
Yes, please. Is that where you'd go? I don't know if I'd go there. Exactly, but...
No, we talked about that on episode once about where we'd go, but that would be an awesome one.
Oh, dude. For sure.
Well, dude, thanks again for this. It's always interesting to kind of reevaluate shit like this. And, we could do this with a ton of records, Sound of White Noise, springs to mind. All sorts of records. We did do it with like later Sepultura and later Tiamat that one time, and that was really cool too.
I'd love to like have you walk me through like the trajectory of Over or a band like that where I kind of left.
Interesting.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
Or I can do that for you too sometime on a band that I kept up with that you didn't necessarily.
For sure. That
was a
really
peak,
cool
peak early band that changed.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't think of one offhand, but that'd be fun.
All right, man. Well, I'll talk to you soon, and
okay.
Ciao.
Ciao. Bye.
An Earth in Sound production.